Imagine the deadliest killer in the bush, suddenly realizing it just messed with the wrong target. Imagine that split second of terror when the hunter becomes the hunted. The wilderness is a brutal, unforgiving place. It doesn't care about your reputation. It doesn't fear your venom. It only respects the one who acts first. Right now, you're about to witness one of the most insane showdowns ever caught on camera. A silent, venomous assassin facing off against the creature everyone writes off, the common frog. Deep within the wetlands, soaking rainforests and stagnant ponds, venomous snakes hunt with terrifying patience. They don't run their prey down. They don't rush. They simply wait beneath the leaf litter, drift through the shallows, and vanish into the shadows until the perfect moment arrives. For a frog, this environment is a minefield. One wrong hop, one splash in the water, and it's game over. The snake strikes faster than a heartbeat. No warning signs, no exit strategy. For millions of amphibians, this is how the story ends. But every rule has an exception. Some frogs aren't made of glass. They are built like tanks designed to survive in a meat grinder ecosystem. Their bodies are solid muscle, their legs are loaded springs, and their reflexes are sharper than a razor. These guys don't freeze up. They calculate. They endure. And when a venomous snake attacks and misses the mark even by a fraction of an inch, the unthinkable happens. The underdog strikes back. In a blur of adrenaline, the frog launches a counteroffensive with crushing power. Jaws lock on. Powerful legs drive hard against the reptile's scales. The ambush turns into a brawl. The snake thrashes wildly, completely blindsided by a reality it never expected. Venom is useless if you can't land a bite. Speed doesn't matter when you've lost the element of surprise. This is nature at its most savage. A world where the balance of power flips in a heartbeat. Where getting cocky gets you killed. Where even the top of the food chain can be taken down by a moment of hesitation. In these rare flashes, the hierarchy doesn't just bend, it breaks completely. And folks, we are just getting started. If seeing the tables turn like this blew your mind, don't go anywhere. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and let us know in the comments. Do predators really rule the jungle, or does the crown belong to whoever adapts the fastest? As the wrestling match heats up, the wild teaches us another hard lesson. It's not about fear, it's about control. The snake recoils, muscles bunching up, trying to regain the upper hand through sheer instinct. Its body twists and turns with a precision honed by thousands of kills. This predator is a veteran. It knows how to wait out the panic. It knows how to drain the fight out of a meal. But this time, the meal fights back. The frog holds the line, legs dug into the mud like concrete pillars. Every shift is deliberate. It's not burning fuel unnecessarily. It's not rushing the finish. With every ticking second, the snake's odds drop. The longer this drags out, the more the momentum swings. This isn't a sprint anymore. It's a war of attrition. And out here, stamina is the only currency that matters. The snake scrambles for a better angle, looking for that one opening to sink its fangs in. But the frog is relentless. A sudden shove, a suffocating grip. The reptile gets slammed into the dirt as it loses its grip on the situation. What started as an easy lunch has turned into a high-stakes gamble with its life. The forest around them is deadly quiet. No referees, no do-overs. Just pure instinct going head-to-head. This is where most hunters drop the ball. Confidence turns into sloppiness. Hunger turns into haste. The snake underestimated its opponent, and now the bill has come due. The frog clamps down harder, using leverage and brute strength to dominate the grapple. It knows this single moment determines whether it lives or dies. In the wild, he who hesitates is lunch. The frog gains ground inch by painful inch, pinning the snake into submission. This is more than just strength, it's adaptability. It's a reminder that evolution favors the smart, not the arrogant. The food chain isn't a straight line. It's a chaotic battlefield rewritten every single day by encounters just like this one. And just when you think you know how this ends, nature throws a curveball. If this brawl has you on the edge of your seat, keep your eyes on the screen. Hit like, subscribe for more wild encounters, and tell us below. Can a predator come back from a beatdown like this, or is its fate already sealed? Just when it looks like the frog has secured the win, the wild reminds us that there are no guarantees. The snake is battered and confused, but it's not done yet. Deep in its reptilian brain, a final survival switch flips. Muscles fire with frantic energy. The body contorts violently, trying to slip out of the crusher hold. This is pure, unadulterated desperation. The frog reads the move instantly. It locks down harder. It lowers its center of gravity. Every motion is now about denial, denying space, denying leverage, denying the snake even a millimeter of freedom. This isn't just reacting anymore. This is strategy. The frog knows that if it lets up for even a split second, the whole fight reverses. The environment becomes a weapon in the muddy pit. Sludge slows them down. The wet ground offers zero traction. The frog uses the terrain, driving the snake into the muck, pinning it with gravity and timing rather than just muscle. The snake thrashes again, but the attempts are getting weaker. Energy burns fast when panic takes over, and in the jungle, panic is a death sentence. The frog maneuvers, carefully adjusting its hold, keeping those venomous fangs pointed away from anything vital. This isn't a chaotic scramble, it's a masterclass in control. A total role reversal. The thing that was hunting is now struggling to draw a breath. The dominator is now the victim. Seconds feel like hours. The snake's thrashing slows down. Resistance turns into weak twitches. The frog doesn't rush the kill. It waits. It makes absolutely sure there's no chance for a comeback, no nasty surprises waiting in the tank. This is the survival secret most people miss. Victory doesn't go to the biggest or the fastest. It goes to the one who keeps their cool when the world goes crazy. But nature has one final test in the chamber. If you're still watching, you know how unpredictable this world can be. Smash that like button, subscribe, and drop a comment. Do you think this fight is a wrap? Or is the real danger just showing up? Just as the silence starts to return, the wild delivers a cruel reality check. Survival is never a straight line. From the edge of the clearing, something else starts moving. A second snake, attracted by the vibrations of the fight, slithers through the grass with lethal intent. In the wild, a commotion is like a dinner bell, and curiosity kills. The frog goes stone still. It feels the new threat before it even sees it. Muscles lock up. Breathing drops to zero. Letting go now means throwing away the victory it just bled for. Holding on means fighting a war on two fronts with zero margin for error. This is the moment where instinct crashes into consequence. The new player circles, slowly measuring the distance, reading the room. It's not rushing. It's seen this before. The frog shifts its weight, trying to keep its body between the two threats, using the mud as a shield. Every choice has to be instant. Every mistake is fatal. This is what true survival looks like. The first snake is barely moving, totally spent. The frog makes the call. With a massive burst of adrenaline, it shoves the defeated enemy aside, creating a gap. The mud explodes as the second snake strikes, but it misses by a hair. The frog launches itself into the air, with explosive power vanishing into the thick brush in a desperate getaway. The clearing goes quiet once again. No winner standing tall. No trophy left behind. Just churned up mud and lingering adrenaline. In the wild, survival isn't about winning the belt. It's about knowing when to fight and when to vanish. This showdown leaves us with one heavy truth: every second you breathe is borrowed time. Every decision counts, and no creature, whether predator or prey, is ever truly safe. If this lethal showdown got your blood pumping, don't go anywhere. Smash that like button, hit subscribe to join the pack, and drop a line in the comments. If you were trapped in those jaws, would you have stood your ground or run for your life while the getting was good? As the jungle falls silent again, the dust settles, but the truth remains. There are no cheering crowds for the victor here, no gold medals for staying alive. Out here making it through the night is a silent, fleeting, and brutal business. That amphibian disappearing into the brush hasn't won a championship, it just earned one more day of breath. And out here in the untamed world, that is the only prize worth fighting for. Not far away, the serpents slide back into the gloom, not beaten, just educated. The belly will rumble again, the nerve will return. The wheel keeps turning. In this harsh reality, every brush with death rewires the brain. Every missed strike hones the next attack. Hunter and hunted aren't permanent titles. They are fluid states in a never-ending exam of who pays attention and who evolves. That is the true face of the wild dominion. It is not about who sits on the throne, but who survives the split-second war zone. The amphibians make it out alive, not by being innocent, but because nobody expects a fight from them. The vipers rule the roost, not because they are invincible gods, but because they lunge exactly when their target blinks. Whenever these powers crash into each other, there is no script written in stone. A single slip of the foot, a millisecond of doubt, one wrong guess. That is the only invitation disaster needs to tip the scales completely. These savage meetings serve as quiet warnings that the wilderness has no patience for ego. It pays out for pinpoint accuracy. It favors perfect timing. It blesses the creatures who grasp that staying above ground isn't about dominating every single brawl, but knowing exactly which battles to pick. Under the cover of darkness right now, another hopper sits frozen by the riverbank. Just inches away, a reptile slithers invisibly under the rotting foliage. Neither one has a clue what the next tick of the clock holds, and that terrifying suspense is the very pulse that drives the natural world. If this trek through the jungle's craziest plot twists had your eyes glued to the screen, make some noise. Hit that thumbs up, subscribe for more heart-stopping animal clashes, and sound off in the comments out here. Does raw power dictate your destiny? Or is it all about your wits? We appreciate you tuning in. The next chapter of The Wild is already being written.